Well, welcome back to part 3. Just bought a new door, obviously going on here. I could have made one, but it's just as easy just to buy one. Are these false flowers that you can see, plastic flowers on the trellis work. On this one you can see now, and there's one on the right. They were just put there as a joke, because they did have some false flowers, and I was telling them I don't mind false grass, but I don't like false flowers. I really hate them. And when I turned up, they'd put them all over the trellis work. So yeah, you will see them in the video, but they were just there as a joke. They will be going. So yeah, getting on with the door frame, getting the header course down. I've got to keep these bricks so they'll be getting cleaned.
He was So okay, I put the frame up, just pointed up to it, and I'm going to obviously put the header course back up there, but there's just this last one brick to remove, which is just this, well sorry, not a brick to remove, a piece of wood to remove, and then a brick's going in there. That's all rotted, so I'll get on with that and just put 2 pieces for the header course, so they can hold that up.
That looks well better as well. We've fitted the brick in where the wood was, pointed up, and then the header course I think looks great. Oh, even though it takes so myself. I think still one there to do.
Well, that's the door and the frame given a coat of paint. I think it will need another one. We'll need another coat, but that's that. Just preparing for the artificial turf now, and because it's tarmac, I have been checking on Google and whatnot, because I'm never afraid to say if I don't know something, I'll ask someone else. I don't know everything, don't profess to know everything. I've even been to professional places that lay turf, and I've asked them. They've said just stick it down with like no nails, that type of stuff, grip fill, you know. I'm not perfectly sure it'll stick to tarmac, so what I'm going to do, and this is my own idea, and please comment if you think I'm wrong or you don't like what I've done. No need to be nasty about it, just a, you know, constructive criticism. I don't mind that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sand and cement, like fill it all the way around, nice and smooth, all the way around the edge, and then that'll be, say, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch above the ground now. And because it is a bit uneven, I'll then infill with some sand, whack that down. I'll put a weed membrane over, not for the weeds, but just to separate the sand from the artificial turf, and then I'll glue it all the way around using something like no nails or grip fill or anything like that. So that's what I'm going to do anyway. That's my own little idea. Same round the grid, just put a little horseshoe of cement, fill it round it all the way around the edge, and then hopefully in my eyes and in my, well, I was going to say experience, but I've never actually done this before over tarmac, so every day's a school day. I'm pretty confident it'll work, and if anyone's got any better suggestions, please don't say dig the tarmac up, because the customer doesn't want the tarmac digging up, so that's out the question. Obviously if we were digging it up, that's the way to go, and you know, get it all level, etc, etc, battens round, so we know all that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, fill it round the edge, lay it and stick it to that. So what I'm going to do now is just give it a quick brush everywhere. I'm going to make sure that there's all little bits out the way, and obviously a bit of water as well to give it a bond, that this by the time I've mixed, this will have gone off. So we'll just go around the whole edge, getting it clean. Right, so that's that finished. I've just gone all the way around the edge, and there's going to be a join. I'm going to come down here obviously, and then along there, because I'm not going to buy a big square piece and then cut that out. Obviously that would be the best thing to do, but there are budgets. So yeah, that's all the way around. I'll infill this now with some gravel, sorry, not gravel, some grit, and then we'll tamp that down, level with the cement best we can, and as I say, some membrane. So that's it now. I'll have to wait for that to go off. It's very awkward working all around this, but you know, we're getting there. Just removed everything from inside, well, not everything, still got the shed to move. So we're going to brush all this, and we've still got this shed to come out, which is probably, it's not heavy but awkward because of the size of it. And as I'm on my own, I've brought my little truck with me, so I'll try and get it to here, and I'll wangle it, but that's a pain. Unless I might just put that in there and do this section. I think that's what I'll do actually, to be honest with you. So I'm going to brush all this out now. Took my spade home to clean and forgot it, so I'm using this little micro spade. Thing is, needs must, so I just keep it on the van all the time. It's always on the van, so I'm not really bothered. So it doesn't look good. These cars parked here probably thinking, what the hell is he doing? So I've walked on it like I do when I do the grass. When we do the grass, we tread it, get it down. So we've walked all over that, and then I've took the rake over it. There's little bits here like that needs to be filled in, but that's great. That's what we want to see. So, and then I've got this tamper. We're going to take this tamper over it, and just to make sure everything is in order. Bit of a slow process. We have got a whacker plate, but it doesn't warrant bringing it here. It's not thick enough. It would just vibrate on the asphalt.
The walls were getting a lick of paint as well, masonry paint, so I've just fitted the grass and folded it out the way, and I'm using a small brush because the bricks were uneven and it gets in between the gaps easier than a big brush or a roller, so that's the reason. Just going to brush any dust out the way off the concrete and off the grass as well, off the back of it. Always just do your best.
Just to show you this little bit here, and I am out of breath here, I'll be honest with you. This is definitely a two-man job. This little piece here is only, it's about just under 2 meters by probably about 4.5 meters. Let's say 5, well actually it's 5 meters to here, so another half meter. But anyway, I struggled getting that out of this entry through this door and into here on my own. I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but just remember, if you're doing artificial grass, it is heavy. And it's not just the carrying, it's getting it through places and over places and then folding it out and spreading it. It's been a nightmare, seriously. If there's one thing I'm going to stress, is get someone to help you if you're on your own. The other thing I was going to say is about the piles. These are sort of going one way. If you can see that, they're coming this way, like they're leaning that way. And I did fit it the other way around. This end was at that end, and then I realised that when I do this join here, I don't want the grass to go that way, which is the opposite to this. So when the join comes here, I want these bits to go that way. And it might not be brilliant, but it's going to be the best. Obviously, it would have been great to get a big square and cut that out, but that's a lot of expense, and customers don't want to, well, certain customers don't want to pay, and I don't blame them. So it's still going to look great. But yeah, two things: get someone to help you, or get out of breath like me, and make sure you look for the pile. It will stand up a bit when we brush it and put some sand in it, but nevertheless it's still going to go that way. It's predominantly going that way. So if you're going to do a seam, a join, make sure you get these going the correct way. So, and also I've struggled putting that shed back in on my own. I did it, but it was a hell of a struggle. And it's only a light shed, but it's all, you know, you can't be dropping things or breaking things, knocking customers' walls and things, so you've got to be extra careful. It's all right if you're doing it for yourself. So what I've got here is a join, and I've got to join this one to that one. And obviously, if I cut through this one and try and guess it, it could be all over the place, couldn't it? So the way to do it, to get like a perfect joint, is obviously cut this waste away. That I don't want, just to make things a bit easier. And we tuck this underneath this one. And then we cut. So you can cut immediately next to the first piece that my left hand's on, or you could get a straight edge and put it over the top and cut through both. Both ways are good. But I've just gone up to it. So. I mean, I'm going to glue this in place, but I've got to get it in place first. This is the jointing fabric, but to me it's exactly the same as weed membrane. I can't see any difference there. It's exactly what I've used for the weed membrane. Feels the same when you cut it. But That's what they've given me, so that's what we're using. Okay. Just using paint for the exterior. Just going to use these scraps up. There's just little bits of leftovers to put against the windows. There's 3 windows. I don't know what the name is, I can't think. Put it in the comments if you can think what they're called. Just a little, like not a window box, because there's a window box going inside it. Anyway, it'll all come apart when I do it. But yeah, just using these scraps up.
Yeah, I can get on the door. They use
Well, the seams seem to be alright, pardon the pun. I mean, you can see it, but obviously it's 2 different directions. Just going to put the kiln dried sand down now. Brush that in.
The reason for putting the sand down is twofold. The first one is to keep the strands of the grass sticking up and looking a little bit more realistic. And secondly is weight. It just keeps the grass in place. And just like clockwork, the British summer just decides to rain again just as I'm putting this down. So dealing with silver sand and rain is not good, but we do our best.
So what have we done? We've took the bamboo off the walls, as you know, if you followed the whole story, and then we put some trellis work up. These flowers, as I did say, they were put up as a joke, but I've just left them. I don't know if the customer's just going to bin them. There's cupboards going back here, so this concrete, I could have got it off, but I didn't want to damage the wall anymore, because especially up this end, there's a lot of faces of the bricks come off. So this corner here wasn't the best, so that's a shame. But you know, I was here to paint the wall, so that's what I've done. It started to rain when I put the sand down on the grass. It will wash in. Again, British weather, what you'd expect. Walls are painted black, footing done. Please ignore the cup of tea and the plate for the bacon butties. So with just some excess trellis work that we put it back up there. The shed's in. I mean, the shed could do with a lick of paint, and then obviously the trellis work and the pointing. So all in all, I think I'm very pleased with it myself. The customer's very pleased with it. and this corner's ended up looking nice and strong. All the brickwork. Someone mentioned putting ties in, which was great shout. It's definitely a good thing to do, but I didn't need it because originally this wall was tied into this wall, and then when the bricks were missing, all I did is simply just put them back, and so this wall is tied in with that wall, so that's okay. So yeah, and in the grid I've just put a little bit of AstroTurf. It might not work, it should permeate through. If it doesn't, I told them to just remove it. So all in all, I think it's turned out very well, and thanks very much for watching. Those who have watched part 1, part 2 and part 3, well done, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks very much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, come and join us. See you on the next video. Okay, well, I just noticed on the way in filming, I haven't finished. I'm just going to paint this red where I put the cement.